Hey guys, Satoshi here and welcome back to another 2S video. Today's video is going to focus on the 2S development patch note for part 3, which include new content system and reorganization. But first thing first, before we get into the videos, I do want to shout out to Daikoria and Ishigami for helping me translate the patch. Also, if you're interested of taking a look at the translator's patch ahead of time, for most of the time, you can always join my Discord and check it out under the K2S patch channels. As always, the link to my Discord will be available in the video description below. Alright, going into the first part of this, there will be 5 specific content. The first one is going to be the Relic. The second one is going to be the equipment and item upgrade expansion. This one is actually really important, which include Vaivora's Goddess Demon equipments as well as basic art and the new art that is coming out for the healers and then team common characteristic. The third one is going to be the reputation system and content being added to the games, reorganization of the existing content, which include new regionals, challenge mode, as well as challenge mode automatic matching system. This is actually pretty good. I'm going to cover a little bit in depth on this one when we get to the part. And then lastly, we have Glitine Raid. So the first one is going to be the Relic system. This is actually the new equipment that will be available along with the episode 13 update. There will be a new slot equipment for the Relic equipment right next to the secondary weapon. Now, when you equip this Relic, you are going to get a very specific skills. It can be casting, continuous consumption, or maybe passive skills, which is really interesting. Now, this equipment does require a specific resource called magic powers, and it continuously consumes over time. Like I said, it can be the castings, continuous usage, like maybe draining over time, like per second, and then there is the passive version. Now, the magical power is a permanent resource and cannot be recovered automatically, and the item obtained as a content reward are required to replenish. I believe this is the magical power or maybe the XP of the items that you might want to level up these items. Now, the next one is going to be how you gonna acquire the items or how to grow the relics. In order to get your first relic, you have to go to the quest, which is the main quest of episode 13, add your characters around level 450, and what you get is this is the relic, and this is what it looks like. Yes, that's right. So this should be either the EXP or the magical power resources, and there should be 3 sockets. These sockets are specifically using for the new relic gems. There are 3 different types, the cyan, magenta, as well as black gem. The cyan one is more focused on casting ability, so your magical power will reduce every time you cast a skill. The magenta one is going to be more focused on, I believe, continuous usage, like a drain per second as such. But there should be an ability for this one, which I don't have the specific information yet. The next one is going to be the black gem. This one will increase your character's status when you equip the relics. It always applies even the relic is not in use. So this one is really interesting. Alright, so there are 2 specific gems. There is the cyan one, and I believe the other one is magentas. I don't know the specific status, but this one is really interesting because I know someone told me this one is 5% damage, 1.5%. That is huge, by the way, if you consider the amount of damage that you're doing against bosses or maybe monster. Alright, so relic gems have various individual items within the category of cyans, magenta, and black gems, so they can be mounted on a relic according to the saver choice to create a synergy with the character as well as a relic. Relic gems also have the level of each item that you can grow with, and the effect increase accordingly. It takes a lot of money and resources, by the way, according to the development team, to grow a relics, but the relic load transfer functions will be available. It's going to be like the ARC, where you transfer the ARC EXP to another one or to the dummy version. And you can also inherit the level of another gem or relics without paying a lot of cost. So this is really good. In order to maximize the effect of the relic, it is necessary not to level up the relic, but also root and strengthen the relics gem that fit your character concept. So technically, what it's saying is that you should only be using the gem that will fit your character. So for example, if you're going for DOT damage, you definitely want to get a lot of final damage percentages boost, or maybe a skill gem that gives you like huge damage debuff for your DOT damage. So that is one part of what it means about the character concept. So relic contents and reward, there will be a dungeon, by the way. The relic dungeon, which is this one, you are going to get a very specific material that's coming out for this dungeons. It's going to be level 450, which is as a level requirements, and then this is I believe the quest line. So well, not the quest line, the relic quest. So the relic quest consists of requests that be repeated progress and can be checked through the separate tabs in the quest windows on F5. Relic quest is structured so that you can easily achieve quests go through the contents commonly that used by the savior. It consists of title quests, sub quests, and such and more. So these are the quests that you can actually get reward from it, which I was wondering because I know they told us that these quests can be going through repeatedly, so which is pretty good. You can actually reclaim the reward over time. But my concern is actually how difficult this quest is. So we might have to see it later on when we release the more information for the Relic dungeons as well as the Relic quest. Alright, so I'm very excited on the next part. It's going to be the equipment items, corporate expansions. There it's going to be Vaivora level 4. That's right, we actually have we have a level 2 Vaivora at the moment when you upgrade it with the Vaivora's extractor and such. But this one is going to be the bombs here, because as you can see here, this is a Holy Smash skill. It have a very cool effects at level 4. And also, I believe this is the Fencer Vaivora or the Fencer or Matator, either ones. I don't know which one is it. But it's pretty interesting, like you have this really cool flash crossing attacks that coming out. It's like flash art from I believe the Blossom Blader skills. Yeah, the Blossom Blader flash is also does the same thing, like damage over times on the areas. Like it's like just does right through it. But yeah, so go into this new Vaivora, you are going to need the materials. Specifically the same way that you're going to upgrade your Vaivoras. And to be more specific, I think this one upgrade differently. So according to all this information, I'm going to give you a little breakdowns how this actually works. So in order to get like specific +2, +3 and so on, there would be like a potential right here. And then as far as the remembers, you have to get it up all the way to 10 to upgrade the Vaivoras. I think that's how it works. I'm not entirely sure, but that's what I was told about upgrading from 2 to 3 and 4. There should be a drop for level 3 Vaivora in the futures as far as I heard and remembers. So the next one is going to apply the same thing as the Goddess and Demonic Inker or level expansion. This one is going to be up to level 3. Yes, you definitely, it will get like higher status and etc. So for example, like this one right here. Hold on, the first screenshot. So this one, you are going to upgrade these demonic inkers. It's gonna cost silver as well. And then this is how it look like. So there will be like a bonus charges down here available. And this one is not fully upgraded to level 2 as I remember. So yeah, if it's fully upgraded to level 2, I believe you're gonna get more extra status and more bonus effects for demonic inker. So it's possible in the future, this is my assumption, it's possible that in the future we are going to get a higher damage cap beside 400%, because reaching 400% is super easy with Valentia set effects, especially for this like 7 or Giltine equipment. And then the next one is going to be the basic maximum level expansion for the art as well as the new art. So this one is going to straight up to level 10. The basic art can go up to level 10, which is really good for specific classes. If you're trying to get like strength or intelligence art, those ones should give you like raw physical or magic attack. And there is going to be the new art that we were talking about. I believe this one, yeah, the new healing arts. I'm not entirely sure where is that one. Is it this one? I think it's this one. I don't speak Korean, but that I believe this is 5% healing effect or something. So a art for healer, it's so good, by the way. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to see how much healer is going to invest into to get this specific art. Next is going to be team common characteristics. A common trait we will apply to our character and team has been added. So I believe this crit defense, crit race, dex, I don't know what it says, it MA and eminence, like stamina, or maybe some other stats, I don't know. It's gonna go up to level 100. The crit rate is actually one of my favorites. We're definitely gonna need more crit rate because Glitine Raid is gonna be super hard. It's gonna be plan type, and everybody was talking about it on the forum and such. So having that extra crit rate for common trait characteristic, it's really good, by the way. Technically, if you upgrade all of this, it's gonna apply for all your characters. So all your characters is gonna get stronger regardless. They should have that done. Excuse me, they should have done that for the art system as well, so where it applied to every single character. If you upgrade a specific art for one of the clerics, and then that art will apply to other clerics as well, I think that would be a great idea when it comes to this type of system. Now, team commentary characteristic is pretty straightforward. Just upgrade it and apply to all your characters. The next one is going to be reputation systems and content be added to the game. So this is the reputation system. I really just showing how useful you are in the communities, and you can actually use like some kind of resources available for you to use in their reputation store. So we just have to see more information later on when the developer team release the final patch for the reputation system in the K-test. And then we have the goddess follower system. This is really interesting. So we have the goddess follower, which is this one over here, and then there are also goddess card that we're talking about. So the goddess card, it's technically like a legend card, but it's going to provide you more effect and such. I'm not entirely sure how that card is going to work, but according to this, the goddess follow tab is a space where you equip the goddess card that can purchase through the presentation store, and although a lot of effort is required to acquire the cards, it is similar powerful mounting effects. So yeah, like it's like legend card technically. So legend card is easy to get level 10 now because of Leticia's goddess, or I mean Leticia's cubes and Leticia's goddess stuff. Anyway, so the pay to win stuff that people have been talking about. And then I think this one is going to be much harder compared to the legend cards, unless IMC release another package like on sale for cubes or goddess stuff to get like easy way to level up the goddess card. All right, going to the next one is going to be the reorganized of existing content. It's going to be challenge modes, split singularities, automatic making modes. Okay, so let me go ahead and break down how this actually works. In your app test, there will be the option of 3 different areas. There will be area 1, 2, and 3. And each area have a specific levels. For example, like this one right here. So the first area is going to be between like mid levels between 361 all the way to 399. Level area 2 is going to be 400 to 450, and then area 3 is going to be 450. Yeah, so I believe area 2 is more like episode 11 quest areas, and then area 3 is more like, no, excuse me, area 2 is like episode 11 and 12. Those specific episode, and then area 2 is going to be the new map areas. Now you need a specific equipment for these areas. The first area is going to be a Unix 350. I don't think this is necessary, to be honest. If you're going to level up all the way to 400, you pretty much just surpass this equipment. And then area 2 is going to be level 400 legend equipment, and fixed inkers, transfice, and so on. All these specific requirements is really depend on which area you want to go in. But since you are getting that Saminos equipment, the legend Saminos from episode 11, I don't think it's necessary anymore to go for this 2 specific area on early game, but you can always go for that if you just want to level up your character really fast. And then area 3 is pretty straightforward, level 450, excuse me, 440 for this Saminos, as well as Legend Glacier and Vaivora equip the inkers and then T5s. I gotta be honest, I think getting Vaivora is much easier now in KTOS. I don't know, it's really dependent on the market because I see a lot of Vaivora's price going really low. So that's also apply for Singularity. Singularity is going to be 450, Legend level 440. This is Saminos of Legend Glacier, but Vaivora Inker and TAs, armor same things, accessory, level 350 for legend equipment, and then level 5 arts, at least level 5 arts, and Universe of Steel as well as Zap option. This one's gonna be optional, but to be honest, you definitely want to get a set equipment for your character to get a much better damage outputs as well as supporting the team. Alright, so to fix the auto matching challenge process, it's only 1 stage, by the way, not total of 7 stages. So the respawn rate of defeating monster is next faster than the few challenge. In auto matching, you can select the buff you can cover the class that is inefficient in the combination, and the character can meet the entry condition of a storm provide up with difficulty level that can be clear without de-duplicating. So I'm not entirely sure why they would make the auto matching system this way. Like, it's really confusing because they say it's only for 1 stage, not 7 stages in totals, but it's gonna net you like more resources compared to the fuse challenge modes technically. However, in the automatic matching modes, if your character damage deal share is lower than a certain percentage of the entire body, the final Earth Silver will be decreased. So this is very important, by the way. If you're a DPS, you're gonna make sure you're doing a lot of damage. Hero class can perform optional gimmicks that can damage with heal abilities. It's probably the most interesting thing that healer can do DPS with the heal abilities, and fully recovery secondaries that can make it difficult to maximize silvers reward in an auto matching challenge mode. I gotta be honest here, if you're gonna make a auto matching challenge mode, I think they should give an option where to prove you're a DPS role, you're a healer role. It's like League of Legends. You think about it, if you're matching up, like you have an option to choose a specific role for DPS, healer, support, and such. I think that would be much better when you're automatically matching with any other players in the team. So this way they know exactly who you are, and your performance as a healer is going to be more outstanding because they know that you're a healer. And then there is an option for the DPS role. They know exactly you're the main DPS or if you're a support, maybe like a flag user and such. But anyway, so going forward to the next part is that The first part is removed from the pure 7 station and reorganized into 5 station, and the time limit of each stage is reduced. So in addition, 1% silver gain penalty per level differences is applied to the catcher, 11 or more above corresponding to the region levels. So like I said before, this part right here, you need to make sure that you're queuing in a specific area that within your levels. Don't go below, like, hey, like if you're level 400 and above, don't go for low area 1. Like you're gonna like ruin everybody's for silver gain. But again, I don't think this is necessary. It's optional for you to match up with other players, but it's better for you in one way or another to go through like a few farming and find any other parties to do the challenge modes. It's gonna be better much that way compared to this one. And then in the I believe this next one is going to be the regular fuse challenge modes. We also apply in the episode 13 maps as well. My goodness. Okay, so make sure you're party up with players within your levels, because this one is pretty pain in the butts. As I just finished reading this part. Okay, in the common and bold channel area, the monster boss gimmick is loaded and the total playtime is shortened. Okay, that's good. And the final reward silver amount is lower than before. My goodness. So I don't know how we're gonna get more silver with this one. So this is very frustrating. So CM Singularity is also divided into auto matching fields and such, blah blah blah. Alright, the next one is going to be DCP, Dimensional Collapse Point, Content Use Area. So as the episode expands, the existing dimensional portals would be transferred, though that will create a party in the new areas according to the stage NPC dispatch. Which provide dimensional portal scrolls is also deployed in the new area. So if you forget to pick up that scroll to summon the portal to DCP, you can always pick it up in the new areas. Okay, the next one is actually pretty high. It's a little bit confusing at first, but when I read after it, I feel like this one is going to be like the next big thing for people to farm. They are going to add the channel mode as well as add these, I believe, the legendary tickets to the drop fields. So if you go to a farm in the field, you have a chance of getting it. The drop rate is super low in my opinions, because if you can think about this, like they say it's with low probability, and then Vaivora has a very low drop rate too. So I feel like this is very unnecessary unless they add it along with the drop rate in the channel mode where you get extra channel tickets and such. But you know, it is what it is. I do rather farm a few little bit here and there and get the extra drop rate. This is always good in my opinion. And then the tutorial guide improvements. Its system will provide a system loading and guidance such as tutorial and help will be reorganized. So this is technically the new tutorial guides where you get extra reward by doing specific tasks for your character in the early game, and there's tutorial mission as well. This is actually really good for all the new return players. I just hope that they add some silver in this one, because the new player needs some silvers rather than doing all these quests that way will waste his time. At least add something that's useful, like a really good reward for them. Next is Glitine Raid and the pot and guild quest, excuse me. So this is the new Glitine Raid. We are going to be guillotining in episode 13. As you can see here, there's so much option that you can, like the areas is so big. I'm not entirely sure how we're gonna fight this spot, to be honest. And you actually need a specific item to enter. I believe it's a spirit of Fascia and the portal share with demons and demon temple raids, etc., which you enter by talking to the NPC, and you need this specific material to enter. When you clear the temple of the demon god, you acquire the items extraordinary recharge the magic power of the relic. Okay, so we can get either a resources to recharge our relic equipment, which is the new equipment for episode 13, either from this or the relic dungeons. I don't know, we'll see. And then containment of the spirit guillotine, which is the guild quest. Before the guild quest raid, a new boss guillotine will appear in the guild raids. Like the previous border raid, only guilds who accept to occupy at least one colony area through the guild colony or GGWs is eligible to enter. So there will be more hardcore players or hardcore guilds going for the GGW maps, and I feel like this content will limit it to that specific content. So this is actually the one right here. This is what we're talking about. So you're actually gonna get the same seal as Borutas, worth the Qs and Medal of Honor, etc. So this is technically the higher version of Boruta, and yeah, well, pretty much this is the status. Someone told me this is like no attribute, no defense, no armor and such. So I don't know. We'll just have to see. Most of this information right now is kind of limited, but yeah, yellow thing is gone, and what we know so far is that her spirit, her soul is kind of like the power is still lingering in the areas, and it's kind of become the evil types of guillotines. Like I said, remember what I told you guys, that Giltine is the goddess of the dead, and she is the sister of goddess Limas. And at this point, I don't think she is demon goddess, to be honest, because someone told me she is not demon goddess. She is the goddess originally, but somehow she is going her ways like far away from the rest of the goddess. I don't know, we'll just have to see. Anyway, that is pretty much for this video. Thank you very much for watching. This is Sadoji once again, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.